Hey everyone, it's Chris with HotShotsCatering.com. I want to thank you so much for joining me today for another great episode of Hot Shots TV. Now, if you're new here, you don't know who I am and why I'm dressed this way, then you're going to want to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, especially if you love coffee, because that is what we are all about here at Hot Shots. So, today, I wanted to talk about what is Fresh Brew. You know, we used to think Fresh Brew was capsules, right? The coffee capsules. Well, hate to tell you, that's not it anymore. And we used to think K-Cups were also a Fresh Brew. Well, that's not it anymore. So what is Fresh Brew? Let's talk about, let's get into it right now. And welcome back. So, Fresh Brew. What is Fresh Brew? What does this mean? So this is Starbucks Fresh Brew ground coffee cans. So they are 8 1.3 ounce cans of coffee. And so basically with the Starbucks cans, you get these little cans of coffee. There's 8 in this little container here. And basically you take the can, you open them up, they're freshly sealed, and they will net you about 6 fluid ounces for 6 fluid ounces cups of coffee. So basically you take this, you take a can, you open it up and you put it in here, and now it's giving you 4 servings of coffee out of one of these homebrew units. So we've kind of gone beyond just, you know, K-Cups. This kind of fits between going out, getting a bag of coffee and putting the coffee into your machine, doing away with the spoon, doing away with all the calculated measurements. Now you have a can that you're going to open up, throw in here, and you know that will net you about 4 cups of coffee out of the Mr. Coffee or whatever that you have for doing this, your bun machine, what have you. So it says airtight cans, consistently fresh taste. Okay, so that's important. Our French roast is ground and sealed into half pot portions, so each time you brew, it's equally fresh. Your coffee stays airtight in a single use, recyclable can until you open it. Always at its best and ready to use when you are. So that's interesting. So by the way, it says tasting notes are intense and smoky. So the whole purpose of this is, you know, you have your bag of coffee, and you know, after a couple times you start scooping it out, it gets a little bit less fresher tasting. Well, depending on how you seal your bag and everything, I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. But I think it's interesting. It's kind of does away with the measurements, keeps the coffee as fresh as possible. But then again, you have to like the Starbucks coffee to begin with to like this. Now, I'm not going to say any more than that. This is their dark blend, which if you know me and you follow me, you know that I kind of like my coffee medium to dark. I'm not afraid of some dark coffee, but let's open this guy up. Okay, it almost looks like little cans of cat food or something. I don't know. Let's take one of these out. And the first thing I want to do before we get too crazy here is let's see what it looks like. Let's open it up and let's smell it. So the instructions are also really nicely printed on the box in here, and they are, if you don't mind me saying so, idiot proof. They're basically it tells you right here that one of these makes 6 fluid ounces, 4 6 fluid ounce cups. I don't know why I keep missing that 4. I think it's because it's written out. It says 4 F-O-U-R, and then it says 6 fluid ounces. Okay, so increase water, serving size variation for 6 cups, increase water and brewer to line 6. Okay, so if you want 6 cups, obviously you're gonna fill this up, then you're gonna do water. I think this is a 6-cup brewer. That's 5 max, so, you know. But if you're gonna add water to this, now remember, if you're gonna add more water than what it tells you to make, instead of getting your 4 cups, you wanna get 5 or 6, what's gonna happen to the coffee? The coffee is going to get weaker. But let's see how strong the dark is. So it says French roast, dark, 100% Arabica beans, 1.3 ounces. Let's open this up. Ooh, there is air in there. And you can't see this, but it definitely smells like French roast. To me, it also has like a hint of I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I swear when I opened this, I smelt some tuna. And maybe it's just psychologically in my brain. When I open a can like this, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna smell some tuna, fish or something. But there's definitely a smell. And it smells fresh, but it's dark roast. So, you know, dark roast, sometimes when it's so dark, you don't know what if it's burnt or if it's fresh or if it's stale. So anyways, what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to pretty much take this coffee, we're gonna throw it in here and we're gonna try it. And we're gonna see if it really is as fresh as they claim and see if we can, what it tastes like. Let's get our notes, let's get some information here and do this review. We'll be right back.
Don't shade, that's a no. Go high, go low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.
Oh boy, I'm so excited to have some fresh coffee. Okay, so let's talk about this for a little bit, right? So basically they've taken a can of coffee, well, they vacuum sealed coffee in a can, and they made it for 4 cups of 6-ounce coffee, right? So, you know, if you know me, we talk about the Lavazza capsules, the capsules that we use, and this is great for espresso or a single cup of coffee. And then you have the K-Cup, right? And the K-Cup is for a single cup of coffee, essentially. So maybe we're seeing now in the market, and you know, maybe this has been around, I just haven't seen it, could be. Let me know if it is. If you've had this before, if you've had cans, pre-portioned cans for a full cup brewer, you know, that's what the whole bags were for. And I guess obviously that, you know, there's cans of coffee. I know stuff like that. With Illy, they have their vacuum sealed coffee. We've talked about that. But this is now a proportioned coffee in a can that's giving you a half of a pot. And so my question is, I guess they found out that there's enough of a market of people who want to have probably in this sense 2 cups of coffee. Because if you add it up, you know, 4 6-ounces, you're going to have pretty much, this is close to a 12-ounce. So for those of us that just want to have maybe 2 cups of coffee in the morning, this might be a great niche in the market that they're going after. And I want to see if there's a lot more companies that do this. So now we have another level, you know, more people, and it's not just a single cup of coffee. And then again, you know, you want 2 cups of coffee, you can go and do 2 K-Cups. You could do 2 shots of espresso. You could do 2 of anything. So I'm kind of confused in a way of where this fits in the market, or maybe it's just marketing. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the portioning of this and if it makes sense to you, because I'd love to find that out. But we've already, this thing sounds like it's about to explode. Now, if you remember in my previous video, in the Walmart video, this is our trusty Walmart brewer. And so far it's been holding up great. To believe it or not, I do not use these that often. I use the big ones that we have for events. And then I use the K-Cup stuff for everything else, because I think it's simple, it's easy to use. And going back to it, that's why I'm kind of confused on this is, are you someone at home that wants this because you're going to be brewing a full batch of coffee? You know, maybe you're a wife or a mother or a husband, you make this coffee for you, and you know your spouse or whoever is going to wake up a little bit later, I apologize, this thing's so noisy, and have a cup after you, and you want to just say, hey, you know what, honey, it's here for you if you want it. And then you could take it or leave it, but it's already made. You don't have to go back out to the kitchen, put another K-Cup pot in and close it down, or have them do it. So I can see the value in that. I can also see the value in pre-portioning. You know, this is, like I said, idiot proof. You take one of these, you empty it in a filter, you brew it you put the water to the 4-cup line, and then you just brew and enjoy, is what they say on here. So I'm really curious to see what this is all about. But regardless of that, let's start tasting it. Looks like the coffee is done. it smells good, smells interesting. Now, I know I've said this before, but the dark roast coffees, to me, a lot of them, they smell like a Halloween face mask. I don't know any other way to say it, but that's what first comes to my mind. I do not know, but you know, I'm sure it's gonna be good, and it's definitely dark. It looks really, really good. I'm gonna just do that. So I should have enough here to fill this guy up twice, and I'm just gonna try it hot. It's probably gonna burn my tongue. Not bad. First thing I'll say is not bad. It's definitely dark. It's very rich and bold. A very rich, bold roast. Very smoky. I think they even put that on the box. Where did I see that? Didn't I say that earlier? I think I said that, didn't I? Intense and smoky. Look at that. So if you want to compare my palate to anybody else, at least we can compare it to Starbucks, because I say they definitely have the smoky and intense flavor down. It's definitely intense. You know, in the other videos, we've been drinking some of that most caffeinated coffee and stuff. If you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. But that coffee, even compared to this definitely has like almost like a punch in the face when you drink it. It's very impactful. It's very dark. It definitely tastes smoky, burnt, as many of you probably heard, with Starbucks. All the attributes of a French roast. But what else can I say? I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's good for what it is. It came out, it didn't have a weird taste. I know, the smell I said is kind of normal to me, but other than that, it's definitely a fresh roasted cup of coffee. And it tastes pretty good. Now, I will be honest, I didn't know it was a dark roast. I probably would have bought a medium blend to really kind of have a good palate to know, okay, does this taste old, stale, or anything like that? Because to me, when you get to a French roast, it's hard to tell the difference between something that's like a really bad stale coffee and the dark, bold flavors. So to me, it tastes good. It smelled fresh when I opened the can. You definitely heard the air coming out. So, you know, what can I say? I think they hit the mark on this. I think it's a good system, but I would definitely like to try their other blends and their tastes on those as well. So let me add just a little bit of cream here, and we can kind of go from there. Let me get a spoon here. Probably needs a little bit more cream. This is dark, a dark coffee. Wow, I put a lot of cream in there and I still don't see much lightening. Yeah, I actually like that. It's definitely, you know, if Starbucks can do anything right, I would definitely say that they can nail the dark coffee down because of the way that burnt taste or what have you that they have. It's definitely there, but overall, it's not tarish. It's not too bad. And even with the lightness of the cream, actually brings out a little bit better flavors to me. So I would definitely buy this if I was into a dark roast. That's as simple as I can say. My bigger question though is, does this make sense to anybody? I mean, I don't know if there's a market for this, but they feel that there is. Let me know in the comments below. If you've tried this coffee, let me know in the comments below. But that's pretty much going to conclude it for us, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed yet, please definitely do so. Subscribe right up here. And if you have already subscribed and you want to see some more videos, or you haven't subscribed and you say, hey, you know what, Chris, I just need to see a little bit more of what you have to offer, Well, then click up here, because up here I'm gonna have videos that you can see, and more than likely YouTube knows you better than me, and they're gonna give you my best video first. So definitely click up there, definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.